Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're looking at one of the most powerful, historically rich, and geographically fascinating bottlenecks in all of human history. We are talking about the Strait of Hormuz. And for a waterway that is physically this small, its influence over the movement of global empires, worldwide trade, and honestly even your daily life is just absolutely staggering.
Okay, let's dive into this. 1/5. I want you to really think about that number. Nearly 20% of all global oil supplies pass through this remarkably narrow shipping lane every single day. Literally 1 out of every 5 drops of internationally traded oil funnels right through this exact bottleneck. It is a massive scale of global energy dependence.
So to really grasp how this bizarre paradox works, here's our roadmap for The Explainer today. We're going to cover 4 key sections. First, a historic maritime gateway. Second, the global oil artery. Third, economic market vulnerability. And finally, surprising natural wonders.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, a historic maritime gateway.
Let's move to Arato and see how this builds over time. Long before anyone on Earth even cared about oil, this spot was the ultimate gateway between East and West. Just look at this timeline. Thousands of years ago, ancient merchants were moving silk, spices, pearls, and gold through here. That constant flow of trade made the historic kingdom of Hormuz incredibly wealthy, which, as you might guess, put a massive target on its back for global empires. By the 16th century, the Portuguese captured it and built these imposing fortresses to lock down the trade. Then, centuries later, Persian forces expelled the Portuguese to reclaim the strait. Different empires, different centuries, but the strategic value of this gateway, it never faded.
Moving right along to Section 2, the global oil artery.
Fast forward to today, and the goods have definitely changed from silk to oil, but the geography hasn't. The strait is wedged right there between Iran and Oman, connecting the Persian Gulf directly to the Arabian Sea. It's such a tiny geographical footprint, but it wields wildly disproportionate power over the modern oil trade flow simply because it is the only maritime exit out of the Persian Gulf.
And this brilliantly illustrates what we're talking about. Look at this massive global energy dependence. It's like a giant puzzle. On the exporting side, you've got major powers like Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, and the UAE, who absolutely depend on this specific route to push their energy out into the world. And on the receiving end, the highly dependent economies: China, India, Japan, Europe, and the United States. If the flow of oil stops here, the industrial and commercial engines of those dependent nations start sputtering to a halt almost immediately.
Which brings us to Section 3, economic market vulnerability.
Now, let's make the wallet connection here. To understand how this distant strait impacts the cost of your daily shipped goods or your trips to the gas pump, look back at the 1980s Iran-Iraq tanker war. During this conflict, oil tankers were being systematically attacked and naval mines were dropped directly into the water. The result? Well, global oil markets went into an absolute panic. It's a stark historical example that proves exactly how fragile our worldwide supply chains really are when this delicate flow is threatened.
Because of that proven vulnerability, the waterway today is a heavily militarized zone. We're talking warships, submarines, cutting-edge aerial drones, and advanced surveillance systems. The stakes are simply too high for the global energy market to leave this passage unwatched. So due to political disputes involving Iran, the US, and various regional powers, multiple nations maintain a constant, around-the-clock presence here just to monitor that vital flow of trade. So, the crucial point is this. Because of the sheer volume of trade, even tiny disruptions in Hormuz equal worldwide economic shocks. Actually, scratch that. It's not even a delayed shock. The interconnected nature of our modern energy market means a minor disruption here immediately spikes the price of fuel at the pump within hours. It literally halts global trade in its tracks.
Okay, on to our final area, Section 4, surprising natural wonders.
Prepare for a bit of a whiplash transition here, because step away from the high-stress militarized zone, and nearby Hormuz Island features what are known as the Rainbow Mountains, complete with mineral-rich red beaches and totally surreal landscapes. And shockingly, right beneath the surface, sharing the water with busy oil tankers and some of the most advanced military subs on Earth, is a thriving habitat. You literally have vibrant coral reefs, sea turtles, and dolphins just going about their day, casually dodging the vessels that power the modern world. It's wild.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how perfectly it sums up the whole situation. The Strait of Hormuz is a remarkable collision of ancient history, breathtaking natural beauty, and intense modern geopolitical power. It's where ancient silk routes overlap with modern drone surveillance, and where sea turtles swim below ships carrying the energy that powers entire continents. It's the ultimate paradox, proving that a single incredibly narrow passage can dictate the destiny of billions.
Which leaves us with a pretty profound question to end on. As the world evolves and our global energy needs shift, will the economic destiny of billions always be tied to this one narrow passage of water? Or will the Strait of Hormuz eventually return to just being a quiet, beautiful natural gateway? Definitely something to think about next time you fill up your tank. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next one.